Sauce is looking juicy.
Check. Welcome back to the pod, Gus.
Gus is back.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 22 of the Coffee Club pod. We're back in the studio, back in Boulder. How we feeling, boys?
Feeling great.
Good to be back.
Yeah.
Good to be back. Gossy, what do you
The
think?
number of podcasts is getting hard to keep track of. I already messed it up on the last post. I put 22 last week.
Oh, shit.
The number's getting so high.
Wait, what are we at now?
I fixed it.
22.
We're 22 now? Damn.
It's just like, just clicking them off every week, man. A couple more weeks. Well, 4 more weeks and we're at 26. Half a year. Feels like we just started yesterday, honestly.
It does.
But yeah, as we said last week, camp for us ended early and we're back in Boulder. We came back to a weirdly empty home because I don't know how much of our personal life we should be revealing because...
Selling?
Well, because I was going to say, like, our house for sale, so they did showings when we were away, so all our stuff was put away, so it was really weird to get back initially, but it's feeling comfortable again. It's feeling like home. So
slowly, gradually moving.
I'm gonna say they don't listen to our pod, but our smelled so bad.
They put like air fresheners.
Damn air fresheners in the walls.
Every room too. Jordy and I came in and it just smelled like shit.
It just gave me like immediate headache.
Yeah, we just put in a candle and just like opened the windows and put out.
It was horrible.
It was obviously to like, I don't know, please sellers. I don't know. If I walked in and it smelled like that,
did our house really smell that bad?
I guess. I hope. See, this is my issue. Like, this is why I stopped myself as I said that, but then I still said it, is because now someone could feasibly go online and find our house if they wanted to do some detective work, because they could go on Zillow and they could use this evidence of our backdrop and they could find our house, and which had like that have our address and stuff. So
it won't be our address for long.
I mean,
so.
I've already been
move.
handing out our address for sending coffee anyway. If anyone actually wanted our address, they could just pretend to sell us coffee.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we might have to get a PO box. I don't know how much that costs, but that's what, like, if you're a YouTuber or whatever, you get a PO box, because it's actually pretty risky handing out your address to randoms, technically. But we didn't even mention.
I've been doing that all the time.
Jordy hasn't even thinking about it.
We have a nice fan base which we trust, who aren't going to do anything harmful to us. So that's nice. But who knows? As we grow, we might have to do that. But freaking Gus is back. Right now he's snoozing. He's kind of changed, I think, since we left a long 5 weeks ago. I think he's like matured a lot.
He's gone through personal growth.
He definitely
has gone through personal growth.
And it's mostly due to trauma at being left behind.
He's been left behind multiple times.
He's grown through traumatic.
But the thing is, I don't think he hasn't been in bad situations. It's just literally that he's been left and moved with somebody else, and they've actually treated him really, really well. And then he comes back to us and he's like, "Oh, these fuckers! I have to deal with them
immediately."
Again." You did throw up immediately when you got back.
What did he throw up?
I'm not going to reveal that information.
Well, I will then. It was someone's underwear. Some beautiful, dirty underwear.
It wasn't mine. It wasn't Morgan's, and it wasn't Ollie's.
What do you think goes through his head when he eats underwear?
No, he eats socks as well. That's
same
the
thing that goes through Ollie's head
underwear.
when he eats underwear.
What goes through your head?
Yeah, where the fuck did that come from?
Where do you think he learned the behavior from?
The behavior of eating shit like that? It's a bulldog thing. If you look it up, bulldogs actually, it's glad he's doing that instead of eating rocks, because I know people that have had bulldogs, he's eaten rocks and they've had surgery. Yeah. Damn. So
good boy, Gus.
Him eating that and throwing it up is actually like a good response.
It's a nice compromise.
How good is Boulder though? After coming back from
honestly,
Florida?
Okay, Boulder overrated, underrated.
When you leave for a while,
when you leave for a while and you come back, particularly with Florida and how shit everything was around it. Like, we were in a bad area too, I think, because it was like very commercial.
If you were in a different area, I think it would have been really nice.
We're very commercial, very expensive area because it's near Disney World. But coming back to Boulder and like just the running,
rocking up to Tom Watson and running 10 miles with Will there and like
billion runners, everyone's saying hello. It's like
it's freaking beautiful.
It's definitely like we take it for granted, I think, when we leave and then come back.
2 Wanamaker mile champs for 10 miles yesterday. That was big time.
Yeah, me and Will had a secret handshake for that.
I got a message.
That's a pretty elite club right there.
It is elite.
Yeah.
I got a message from Jonathan Galt confirming that Nick Willis has raced it 9 times and not one.
Well, I also could have confirmed that because I saw a Very Nice Track Club post that Will Lear was the only member of that team to win, and it was like Ken Hobbs or Nick make
Yeah.
it
That's
too.
that's the crazy
But I've
thing.
forgotten about that. So I was like 90% sure, but
That's the crazy thing with
confirmed.
Nick though. Nick
9
ran,
times?
9
Yeah,
times.
Nick ran 351 too. He ran the area record indoors for New Zealand and still
Still
lost.
couldn't get that dub.
It's pretty like it definitely comes in waves. I think with Wanamaker.
It's
Like
it's a big
you get
race.
stacked fields and then you get fields that are not as stacked and much more maybe much more tactical or fast. But like
They're
some fields you look
they're
at,
always stacked. It's just whether it's fast or not.
yeah, but some are more stacked than others. I think
That's true. That's
because
true.
like the 3K I would say was like almost more stacked than the mile, but the mile was still stacked. You know what I mean? Like
just in terms of depth.
just in terms of depth. I think that's probably what I'm trying to
They are
say.
both amazing races.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only thing I don't like about being back here is the dryness because it ruins my hair.
Yeah, I mean I've been
Has
the
lost
run
some
too.
curls.
Yeah, my hair doesn't agree with the dryness here. So
Well, it
that's,
might have
that's
been
pretty
also
good for
because
me.
you completely destroyed it.
No,
honestly,
it's fine in Florida.
No, I think it's been going pretty well.
It's good in
just,
Florida.
It's just like when the weather comes here, your hair probably needs to adapt a little bit. Like
It likes the
altitude.
humidity.
Yeah.
It doesn't like the dryness. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we're back. Boys are chilling,
The
working
boys
out
are back
here.
in town.
So it's nice to be back with my baby, my PC.
We didn't
et
tell.
cetera,
We
et
also
cetera.
didn't
Always
tell.
baby Gus.
My
baby
Gus.
Baby PC.
Yeah.
What have I got?
What do you have?
What do I
You
come
have
back
us.
to?
Yeah.
I mean, you came back to the kitchen.
You have
right?
your
the
the
kitchen.
skateboard.
Oh, dude, I missed that thing.
George likes to use the skateboard to do some exercises that he does. So
It's one exercise I have to have a skateboard for.
Also,
Yeah.
we didn't tell
I mean-
Snyder that we're coming back early. Did he react?
I messaged him.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Well,
say if you
he
just
knew.
didn't tell him.
He knew.
Apparently
because of
Song told him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So
Big
he knew.
letdown.
It'd be funny if he didn't. He's just like, what the hell are you guys doing back so early?
Yeah. But so we're back, and it was an absolutely ridiculous weekend of racing.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if
What
it
happened?
Yeah, I mean, it was easy to miss because there was like freaking 10 crazy meets happen at once. This is just indoors. It's like you will never in outdoors have any weekend that is similar at all to like what you see on an indoor weekend, because indoors is just it's so condensed. There's very specific weekends, and also for a bunch of reasons, everyone's trying to run quick times. And I mean, it makes sense. It's a controlled environment, and people are either racing to get nationals qualifiers, trying to set like school records, national records, or
Indoor Worlds this year.
yeah, like world qualifiers. So it's just like until you get to like Milrose is a good example, but a lot of the time it's just, I mean, even Milrose were paced races, I guess, but it's just like so many more races that are more time trial style rather than pure races, which is like
It makes a lot of sense to get an outdoor qualifier in indoors and not have to worry about it right before the
Yeah.
actual work.
Takes
Get it out of
the
the way.
pressure off.
Get out of the way early.
takes the
Yeah.
pressure off a lot.
Yeah.
You can
So
control the environment a lot better too with the weather.
yeah, and you got the BU indoor track.
Everyone's favorite track.
I really want to run on it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that definitely after this weekend, the question
It's
is always
amazing
in
it's
everyone's
still-
head is like, is BU like what is special about BU? Why is people?
Dude,
why
and
people
also
always
how
go to
durable
BU?
is that thing? Because at the
Takes a lot.
Valentine meet, like I would love to know the number of laps run on that track. They have
Oh,
like
yeah.
Remember
there's
we
like
went- when
50
we went-
heats of the mile,
Yeah.
2 days in a row, and in every single event.
George, when we went, I think I remember like lane 1 like was less dyed than the
I think
rest.
it's
Like it was
no,
like
I
it
think
was
it's
more
just- I
worn.
think it's a different color. Like they've had to,
Yeah,
like,
I think we
replace it.
went
Really?
there before all those races as well, and it was like a different color.
There's like
it's just like
1,000 like East Coast schools that you've never heard of.
Oh, yeah.
That send
There's
like
so many there.
They probably want to resurface the track because it's got some magic there, some magic.
I wonder if it does have an impact on how good of a track it is. Like, obviously, be extremely minimal, but you would think a track would wear down eventually. But
They're
clearly,
gonna have to
it
replace
isn't.
it
Clearly,
eventually.
it isn't worn down yet because it was very quick this weekend. But so were a lot of other tracks around the country, and
yeah.
it's like it's kind of overwhelming. Like when you're looking at all these results roll in, and they're just so amazing. And so the first, rather than like just listing results, because we could probably do that forever and it'd be pretty boring to listen to.
Yeah.
We want to like tackle some questions around it. So the first prompt we have today is pretty much, why are people running so fast right now? And it's easy to look at the collegiates specifically because you can just like compare top 16 times year to year. And we thought it was quick last year. This year is like completely different to last year. It's like not even, it's night and
even
day.
close.
We thought it was clicked the last 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it's not even close.
It's like, I mean, just to give you some numbers, we know like so far in the mile, it's like about 80 people, sub 4. Top 16 is probably, 355 or 56?
I think it's 55
55, 56 doesn't get you into nationals.
The 3K is probably 746 or
47 or 40,
47.
yeah, something like that.
And the 5K, I don't even know what the 5K is, but top 16 would probably be in the 20s.
It's 28, I think.
28.
13:30.
And it's like, we feel...
I wouldn't have, when I won nationals in the mile, I wouldn't have qualified.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't think we would have qualified. The only time I would have qualified for nationals indoors is when I ran 3:54 at...
yeah.
And that would just barely get in.
Yeah, like
So,
that's
like-
not even like, you don't even feel safe
No,
anymore.
you don't feel safe. You might not even get All-American.
And it's like, we literally were in college 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You guys were in fucking college when COVID started.
Yeah,
That's how quickly things have changed. And
it's wild.
there's like a lot of different ways you can look about it. The first one is obviously the shoe technology, because if you and it does feel dangerous to look at everything through the lens of shoe technology, because you can really like easily discredit. But if you do take shoe technology into account, some of the changes make sense, and a lot of the performances make sense. It's still like is ridiculous to see it unfold in front of your eyes, but if you believe that these new shoes are doing even like 1%, 2%, like that's a lot of time.
I almost think the main thing, well, not necessarily it's that. It's almost like the volume of people running fast has changed, because it's not like every single collegiate record is getting broken. Like there's always been people running that fast, but it's been like very few people.
There's more people now doing it.
Now it's just like every single person.
I think
is
people
running
look
that
at it
fast.
differently with the shoes.
Because like when like T-Day was running 13:15, that was like insane. But
Yeah,
then
that was
the
crazy.
gap to the next person, like you could still qualify off 13:40.
Yeah,
But now
There's
there's
just
people
a
running
bigger
that,
gap.
yeah,
and there's like 20 people right behind them.
yeah. That's pretty good evidence for the impact of technology.
Well, I think the shoes too. Like, I think people always think, oh, it's the shoes running fast during the race, but I think a lot of the shoe is like recovery from working out hard. I think
100%.
the shoe tech 100% is like people are able to use these shoes, work out harder, and recover better for running faster races. So it's pretty cool to see. I mean, as a fan of the sport, it's pretty cool to see how many people are running so quick.
There's definitely more to it than just that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's a lot of factors, but I think one of those factors that people look at shoe tech is that like the shoes are hopefully giving people like their bodies responding.
Yeah, there's
like,
it's a
as-
compounding effect from
Yeah.
all the training that you're able to do now,
If you-
which previously would have been really difficult.
Yeah, I think the shoes are helping people maybe not get injured and be able to put
I
more
think there's
load
been
on
a
their
big
body.
mental shift as well in that the times are way less intimidating to run.
Yeah.
Like, people believe they can do it, which is cool.
Yeah.
I think that belief
And
is
I'm
a
not
big
sure
thing.
where that started. Maybe it's like just a few people ran fast and everyone was like, oh shit, it must be it's
Combination
of
ingredients.
It's possible.
No, that definitely that's been one which has been like that idea of like the mental shifts has been in the sport for a long time. If you look back at like the sub 4 barrier, which is a contentious thing, like because it was like we saw when the sub 4 mile once. Roger Bannister?
Bannister.
Yeah. Once he did it, I think in the next 5 years, like heaps of people did it. But
I wonder if that'll ever happen with like 350. Like, is how many years from now will just like breaking 350 be like not standard, because it's never gonna be that, but just like way less intimidating.
Yeah,
and just
but
go out and do it.
Well, the sub 4 one, not to go on a big tangent, but that is actually like a little bit not controversial. Controversial isn't the right word, but there is some evidence that it's actually other factors going on. Like a lot of people say it was a fully mental thing. Once one person did it, everyone else was like, yeah, we can do it as well. But apparently if you look at it, it actually was to do a lot more with people coming back from like the war or something. Like there was a whole generation of people who didn't run because of the war. And then this one made sense. So that mental shift is a little bit
When was the first
questionable. In the 50s, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say 50.
So it's right after the
something.
war, Second World War.
People coming back. Oh, yeah, I don't know, but that's a bit of a tangent. But I think there is a mental shift, whether it's people believing they can do it, or it's just like now there's a lot of races that are going at that pace, and it is. I'm sure you guys have had this experience. It is pretty crazy as a runner what you're capable of when you're in the right race and you just like get after it. Like you can definitely surprise yourself a lot. Kind of like the thing where with some of your performances, if you look back at like your 5K time and you're like what your 400 splits are for your 5K time, it's like pretty intimidating to think about. So if you're like thinking about it a lot, I think it's pretty difficult to do it. But if you're just in a race and you're just like racing a bunch of dudes and running with them, I think that makes a big difference in terms of how quick you can run.
Going back to the mental thing, I feel like I noticed it on the team at NAU, like for a while there, when those times were super intimidating. At some point, just like people at the top, like older than me, like just started running super fast, and then like I don't know, when T-Day was running crazy fast and Luis And then like when people join the team, they would just see that and just like get after it.
Yeah.
Like people like Abdi Hamid and Drew.
It's just the expectation.
It was like, yeah, just the expectation. Like,
yeah, I
well,
mean,
this
you
team,
know,
I'm
if
gonna
you're
rip.
training with them,
Yeah.
like, why would you not go race like that? That's definitely a big factor. But it's crazy to see
It's
how
like the culture changes. It's like,
yeah, and see, that's why I find it interesting, because we look back at it and we joke like, man, thank God I'm not in college now. But if you think about it and if you look at it, it's like this is something we say, like the same people are still winning races in general. Like it still comes down to like at some point, you would imagine if we were in college right now, we would be, I guess, hopefully running similar times.
yeah. Well, I think, and that was the thing when we were talking about this on the podcast, is that so many people have been running fast, but I feel like as a group or just like in general, we shouldn't like, I'd rather not hype running fast up so much. I feel like we should put more emphasis on what those people are going to do at NCAAs in a few weeks.
Yeah,
like there's going to be people, and we were talking about this yesterday, there's going to be someone who's run like 13:27 or 13:26 that doesn't get All-American at NCAAs, and like I probably won't know who they are. And that's also a challenge to that person, not to like sit on your 13:25 and think, oh yeah, I'm set, like that's so good.
Because you're
Like, it
already
doesn't actually
seeing that.
matter if you are not going to be competing in NCAAs.
It's true. Like at the end of the day, running fast times is cool and it makes you feel really good, but it's still, racing is what this sport is at the end of the day, and that's where you go and you get it done. But we definitely already seen that. If you think about outdoors last year, 5K, I don't know the exact results, but like kids ran really quick there and weren't All-American. I don't know what 8th place in the outdoor 5K was last year, but it was probably under 13:30, I would imagine.
I mean, the 10K was like ridiculously quick for All-America.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
that's
But
already
at the end of the day, you only know the people that
Yeah.
were like in it with a lot to go, or actually being competitive.
Having those PBs is great, but like when
So
you look at
yeah.
someone's name, you look at, okay, what have they won? What have they?
We're impressed by
achieved
fast times, but we're not that
races.
impressed. Like,
still impressed.
No, it's very impressive, very impressive, and it's exciting because it's hopefully bringing. I mean, obviously, we don't want to bring all that attention into just running fast, but it's bringing in people going, wow, like look at how well everyone's doing. So
I mean, and you do have to run fast in the sport to like get to where you want to be, but
certainly. And yeah, I mean, I guess we could highlight some specific performances because there were some really, really good ones. Like I think about Yared and Goose. Like the fact that he ran 7:38 solo is just crazy. I don't know what point the pacer dropped out, but
he dropped out at
I think he had 1200 to go.
1200 to go.
Okay, that's pretty good pacing.
And
I mean,
word on the street is that his flight got cancelled and he
5
arrived
hours.
in Boston that morning.
Okay, so I heard that, but I think there was actually something different. I think this was on Let's Run. Like I think he said it that he had COVID. He had COVID that week, and then he only got cleared. He only got negative test, so he had to fly in late.
Jesus.
What? Okay, and the other reason that's impressive is that Goose is someone that wins races.
Yes, he is. He knows how to win.
He knows how to win, and
like, he's already a couple of times.
It doesn't
NCAA
obviously.
champ. I
Like,
don't even know.
Super impressed with him, and I think he's one of the best collegiate runners to come through. But it doesn't surprise me because of what Goose did last year. You know,
Yeah,
like he can solo it. He soloed a 1500 and 334 in a heat of regionals
NCAA
outdoors.
record, I believe.
Yeah, he did it in a heat in outdoors.
Two NCAA records.
So that doesn't surprise me, but it's exciting because it shows that he can still do it. Like he can still go and do it.
And he's such a humble guy. He goes so
really
under the
chill,
radar compared to like the guys that he's racing against. If you think about like Kubatira or Cole Hocker, who he was with, like he's pretty much as good as them. Like he's right there. He's so under the radar, and he's American. Man, he qualified for the Olympics, and then unfortunately had a calf strain.
He had an injury.
Couldn't race.
But it's interesting to see that because he doesn't really bring that much attention to himself, but when he wants to get the job done, he does it. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
He's so good.
I'm sure. Like I mean, yeah, and as a Wisconsin alum, it's hard to say it, but Notre Dame having the fastest 5K and 3K guy indoors.
Well, he's not the fastest.
Is
the
he?
5K.
No. Is he not?
Wilder. So Notre Dame also had a guy, Dylan Jacobs, run 13:14, which I believe is the second fastest.
Oh, okay.
Wild shoot ran 13:09.
Yeah,
He did too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like, that's pretty crazy to have two of those guys in the same team.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
unreal.
NAU shit, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, Notre Dame has for the last 2 or 3 years, maybe even a little bit longer, been known to be like a really good team. They just have a bunch of amazing runners, so it's pretty cool to see them.
Also,
come
coming
through.
back from cross, they didn't really have a great cross, right? So
They
they've come back from
underperformed a
cross
bit.
and they're performing pretty well. So that's cool to see too.
Yeah, and the other performance which comes to mind was Morgan Beadlescombe.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Morgan Beetlejuice.
Michigan,
I mean,
Michigan State.
A
Big
guy
Ten,
that's
shout
not
out.
a miler running 352 is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, if you're a 5K guy and you're running 352, you got to feel pretty good about yourself.
Yeah.
He's very impressive.
But this is the thing. Can he go and, you know,
Yeah.
execute on a
let's-
race?
Let's see him.
I would love to see
Let's see
him
him win a
like,
race.
I believe he was.
produce a result
I
like
really
that.
think he can. Like I think he was I think he was third last year indoors in the 5K.
I think I'm gonna say that 5K last year indoors was.
Well, it was
pretty-
different.
Didn't
Yeah.
really show
What do you
was
run
actually
outdoors? You ran the 5K outdoors.
Well, he
He
did
was
well
top-
outdoors as well.
I'm gonna say like top 5.
Yeah,
Maybe
he was
he's
there.
been good.
He
For
was
a
also
long
like
time.
top 5 in cross.
Yeah,
So like
He's also been under the radar.
It's not like he's been performing
Yeah.
badly.
yeah,
By no means.
yeah. So he's legit, but yeah, it's like you got to
Yeah.
convert that into like a title, like to be super legit. But yeah, that was in the race with Cooper and Cole, who both ran 350. Cooper got the win as predicted by Morgan McDonald.
Morgan McDonald got the prediction
I
right.
can't remember what you guys said actually.
I think I said that they were. I don't know what I said.
You went on a long rant, and I think you
Yeah.
probably said they were going to break the world record. I don't know. Do you remember that?
Yeah, probably. I was getting excited, man. I was getting hyped. I mean, it's a lot of hype, there going in. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
there was like 4 people in the race, 3 people in the race.
It was, straight up time trial.
It really was.
But
Whereas yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that, because like that US record is set by a guy that did that in a race, right, in a big packed race.
I'm sure it's a time.
I mean-
I'm sure they had paces and stuff
Yeah.
for Legat.
Yeah,
I have no idea where it was or anything, honestly.
I was gonna say.
I'm guessing
it'd
it's
be interesting to
Melrose.
see, because I feel like it can be broken maybe in like much more of a quick race. The adrenaline kicking in, it's probably hard to do it. as
I
a
don't know.
time
They
trial.
ran pretty quick last year.
They did.
In a similar. I mean, if you look at how
They'll get it eventually.
I
Or
think-
someone will get it eventually.
I think if you look across the board, those are the type of races where people run quick. Is the more controlled environments, like set up ones. Like
Yeah.
obviously the other big result, which is probably the biggest result from the weekend, is what the Bauman people did on both the men's and women's 5Ks, because those were just out of this world. This is what they do every year now, and I think they'll do it every year.
Pretty
eternity.
solid rust buster.
Yeah,
No speed work.
bust the rust with a couple of crazy 5Ks. We had Gabriella Stafford running, was it 14:31 to get the win on the women's side?
She closed
North American
did she close
record.
the same as she closed.
No, she ran her last 3K faster than she ran her 3K at New Balance when she won.
Well, that just showed like she
won-
did look
ran
like she was
8:31 at
jogging
New
there.
Balance, and then she closed in 8:30.
That sounds familiar on the men's side too.
Yeah, both last 3K splits were outrageous.
Yeah, so Grant Fisher won on the men's side, 12:53 American record, and he closed in I think it was
7:38, I
7:38.
think.
And isn't
Maybe
the outdoor,
3:57.
3:57, 1600.
the
Yeah.
outdoor American record is also 12:53, right?
Yeah, he was super close to it.
Yeah.
And
He's gonna. I mean,
He'll
you'd
break
think
it.
he'd get that.
You think he'd break it?
yeah, it's like 12:53. A bunch of guys ran 12:50 last year, but the fact we didn't watch
did.
it, we didn't watch it the race. But like, looking at the splits, the fact that he was able to go to the front with 4 laps to go and run 3:57, like how many people can do that? Probably not many.
Was it the full mile? It was that he led
I believe so.
I'm assuming.
I
You
believe
led
so.
the full mile.
at the end, probably.
Yeah.
I think you said 4 laps. It's like
Four-
800.
Well, for
Oh,
big
sorry.
laps.
Sorry. Yeah, I was
You mean
thinking
8
outdoor
laps?
track. Yeah,
8
last
laps.
8 laps. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he went to the front and like his third last lap was a 58. Like, I don't know. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, that's what you were saying.
I
That
don't know
was,
how many
like,
people can do that.
Faster than his last 2 laps.
Yeah, I think he's I think he went 58, 59, 58 for his last 3 laps or last 1200. So I don't know how many people can do that, but I mean, he did come 5th or 6th on the 10K at the Olympics, so
Yeah.
he already is one of the best
He's
in the world.
established
He
this.
is.
But
Absolutely.
now you're just like really cementing, and he.
I want to see him in at USA. Is he running? Are they running?
Who
Did we
knows?
say that?
Who
Bauman,
knows?
who knows where they're turning up? I mean,
They've done world indoors before.
At this point, he can compete with these guys that are running like 7:26 in the 3K.
Totally. Yeah, if you can do
Same.
that in a 5K, you would think so. And
I'd rather see.
and
him
he's a guy that
one
can
of those
race
guys.
well. Like he can execute
Absolutely
one of the best races I've seen execute stuff like he's just going to be exciting if he can if he does do well indoors. We don't know obviously, but
yeah,
it'd
so
be interesting to see if he turns up at USA's.
yeah, Grant, and he's like one of those guys who like everyone known he's been so good since high school. He's like had that hype for forever, and he's like just really come through. So it is very impressive to see. You got to give him like a lot of props, a lot of congratulations for that, because he's just at every level he's crushed it. And one of the Q&As that we had today, we have a bunch of them today, which is going to be fun, is do you guys get FOMO when you see results like that? And
Gus is answering for us.
Oh, he's out cold right now.
Is that him snoring?
Is he alright?
He's alright.
I wonder if the mic's picked that up.
He's just curled
That's
up
the
on
sound of him
ball.
snoring?
No, I think that was like him maybe not being able to breathe for a while.
He's having a bad dream.
Having a bad dream. Dreaming about us leaving again.
This is a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
How do you react to seeing that result?
No.
You don't?
No, because I am pretty happy with my 1309.
I don't believe you, but...
No, I am. Like, I don't have a fear of missing out because I think... Well, for me, you can believe me or not, but for me, that 5K that George and I did, and Joe, lovely Joe paced for us, that was a good result for me, and I'm happy with that. And then going to want to make a mile, my goal was to win and run quick, and I did that too. So like, he is dreaming. Yeah. I don't have that fear of missing out. I would love, like, if I was going to run a 5K, if I didn't run a 5K in December, then I might have that fear of missing out because I'd be like, oh, I'd love to do a 5K and see what I can do against those guys. But
yeah, well, you're talking about this 5K specifically.
Yeah.
But if you think more generally.
More generally, do I have a fear of missing out running that quick?
Yeah, when you see other people run quick.
Not really. Not 5K. Maybe mile.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I don't believe you because literally every weekend last week that someone ran quick in the 1500, you were very caught up on it.
Middle distance wise, I'd be more caught up in it than the 5K.
Yeah.
But that's because I don't see myself as a 5K runner.
Yeah, I guess that's valid for you actually. If you're just not investing in running 5Ks.
There is that fear of missing out, but also I think you just got to, in our position, you just could be like, well, I'm happy for them, but like it's an opportunity that
I feel like everyone has it to some degree.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I mean, like, if you don't, do you just not?
Yeah, you're not competitive. You're not competitive at all.
Do you not want to be beating those guys?
Yeah, it definitely makes you feel something.
But not. I don't think to the point.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I mean,
to
it
the
depends
point.
how you look at it.
Yeah,
it's not to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm like really pissed off and like I.
Well, yeah, you don't be getting pissed off and upset.
Like for that that race in Chicago when they're going for the American record, I would have loved to be in that race. Or I'd love to be in that one.
Well, so then how are you? Isn't that mean?
In the 5K, not so much because I don't see that as my event. I see it as middle distance. Like
I would say think about the question more generally rather than specifically the 5K.
Yeah, I mean there is like Joey said, there is some of it, but I feel it more for middle distance events than I would for a 5K or a 3K.
Yeah, fair enough.
But maybe later down the road I'd feel like that for everything.
I think you just like
I'm pretty focused on the middle distance stuff.
No one will ever be able to do every single race.
Yeah.
No, definitely not.
If you do, you'll be.
So you have to look at it and be like, yeah, shit, that would have been cool, but I'm gonna have another opportunity.
That's the thing. Like you'll probably get into a race like that down the road, hopefully. So
yeah,
that's what you got to think.
It's not like when I think about this question, it's not even as much a matter of like looking at a specific race and being like, I wish I was in that race. It's more like generally speaking, it's like you see someone like Grant Fisher running 12:53, or like when like say Justin Knight ran 12:50 last year, and you look at it and you're like, man, like those are the type of people that I want to be competing with and I want to be running with, and like that's what I want to be doing. And then you think like obviously all this is like comparing yourself to others, which is not really a good thing generally speaking, so you try not to do it too much. But it's like I'm like, fuck man, I wish I was doing that right now. What am I doing? I'm just like sitting here like playing fucking video games.
That's where like this is gonna be like a pretty cliche thing to say, but that's where you just gotta trust your process.
Yeah, like it's true, it's true. But it's like I think it's just human to look at that stuff and like
the initial reaction for sure when you see results like that. The initial reaction was like, holy shit, that would have been like I'd love to be there or be able to do something.
Yeah,
in that spectrum.
What's cool is that there was an opportunity to be in that race. Like they actually did let anyone who wanted in that race.
Well, you had to lie about your seat. Like, well, not lie, but you have to put a seat time in, right?
Unlike
I don't know.
Unlike the Oregon Mile, which seemed
did they actively not let people in that?
Well,
surely someone else would have wanted to be in that race.
I think Beetlejuice was the only one that was allowed in.
Yeah, I'm not saying that for 100% certainty.
Yeah, I wonder.
I guarantee you people would want to be in that race, particularly like I mean, what about in the Goose? If Goose wanted to go for the American record, if he wanted to do that.
Well,
I'm saying he would,
I think who knows what was going on with his situation because they had the whole thing, the
Yeah,
COVID,
the COVID
rules. So that I don't know if they would have been able to change that they were going to Boston that weekend. But
if he didn't have those rules, if he didn't have those restrictions, would he be like, I'd love to do that race? And they would say, no, we want Cooper and Cole just to go.
yeah, I don't know.
But you don't.
Yeah,
know.
I don't actually know.
You just don't know.
Yeah,
That's what it looked like.
But I feel like I think anybody that wasn't in that race that's a runner probably feels a bit of that FOMO.
yeah. But the 5K did so. Top end like Grant ran 12:53, but there were a lot of other crazy pro performances as well in that race, which just like races like that just really, I don't know. They're like they feel like they kind of like change stuff, but then also like they don't. Like think about, well, who knows? But think about when, for example, like Johnny ran 3:49 and Sam Prakel ran 3:50. Think about that. Like that's so crazy, and then it just like didn't really change anything if you think about it. Like they were still.
Really?
Like I guess Johnny did go on to make the Worlds team that year, but that's just the nature of running. I guess you have like these crazy performances and stuff, and then it's just things go back to normal. But yeah, props to Grant Fisher. I think he was like everyone knows like he's like amazing, and he's just continuing to crush. And it gets harder at every level, but he just continues to get it done. So
I don't think many people were surprised about that result in the sense of like Grant doing it.
I wonder if he's going to go after the 10K American record this year.
I mean, he should go after.
it's probably what 26:40. Yeah, I mean, you would think that the way that they train, like he'd be. It's just I think the 10K is just a matter.
That takes
of,
a lot out of you.
Yeah, it's just a matter of getting the right race for it.
My question is this though: will Jerry let Grant run Diamond Leagues? Because Bauman is known for not really sending their athletes to those type of races. They're very focused on like world champs, Olympics, Com Games, and trials. They don't really. There's not many of them do. Like I know Mohamed is an exception to that, but
You
do you
know,
reckon Grant would get an opportunity to run a Diamond League?
Yeah, I don't know why they would change up their current model for success, where they put everything focused on the world champs and then post world champs they do any race that they want. Like,
I mean, Mo
If he has
ran,
the opportunity to run quite
Mo
quick.
ran that 5K in Rome and then also medaled.
Yeah.
Worlds.
See, I
Olympics,
think
whatever it's called.
he did that race just because they must have known that was going to be the quick race of the year.
Yeah.
And they wanted to capitalize on that. Because Mo is at the level, and maybe Grant's at this level now, where he almost can't benefit from the Bauman style races because he's so good. Like, who's going to pace him? Who's going to pace Mo to run 12:50? Like, that's pretty tough. So he almost has to go be in those big races to run his PBs now, whereas
Maybe that
the
is
other guys
like,
don't have to.
maybe that is the thinking.
Yeah.
Unless you are the best on the team by that much, like Mo was last year.
Well, like there could be a really fast 5K. There could be a really fast 10K in a situation where Grant could be like, this could be an opportunity for me to run the American record, compete against some of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a
world
blanket that can never go. Obviously, Evan always used to
yeah,
go. But that's because for the steeple, like, you don't
You
really
gotta
have a
be in those
choice. You have
races.
to. They're not going to put on a steeple.
But I think Jerry, I obviously don't know anything, but if I was coaching Grant and I saw an opportunity like that, I'd probably send him.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Jerry, if
Yeah.
that will happen. I just wonder if that will happen.
I think,
Coach
yeah.
Hoare.
Coach Hoare.
Coach Hall.
I think it all just comes down to
It'd just be interesting.
if it's part of their plan in terms of performing at Worlds / Olympics.
They do stick to the plan. Stick to
Yeah.
the plan.
Also should shout out Elise Kearney for running the 14:33 American record.
Too, yeah. There's a lot of records that got broken. We can't go through them all, but there's a lot of them.
That's pretty quick, but yeah, just Bauman doing Bauman things, running fast
Pretty much.
indoors. But yeah, is there anything else from this weekend of crazy indoor performances? Like we didn't even mention just seeing these crazy collegiate races, like the one Mario was in. You guys see that one?
Yeah.
I think he ran 53, and I think 8th place was like 56 or something.
Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
And it's just a random race, like I don't even know where it was. It's
Yeah, Vanderbilt or somewhere.
yeah.
Abdiham and Lalo ran 740.
Yeah.
742.
Yeah, that's pretty close to the record. I wonder if he was going for it. I guess he probably was. But yeah, so it's a lot.
I don't think you could get the record though.
The collegiate
Yeah.
record.
Oh,
No,
you-
it wasn't Lalo on oversized track?
You can.
I think-
I'm pretty sure indoor records can be
Can
for
be broken on
collegiate.
oversized?
No, I think it's just called a oversized best or something.
Oh really?
Because you can't qualify for worlds on an oversized track.
Maybe you
have
can
to.
qualify for NCAA's.
Yeah, but I think the record still has to be banked.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So
well,
I
I
think
mean,
that's
that'd be
why-
something. That would be something that we have to.
Wait, that's why. Yeah, Mario's mile was like collegiate record oversized track or whatever it's called.
Because Sean McGordy had that before, right?
Yeah. I think it's what it said, best time on an oversized track or something.
Yeah, but that wasn't the best time overall, so it's different. Yeah,
It's true. I don't know.
Slightly different, but
Who cares?
yeah, whatever. Moving on from that, what else is happening this week? Yucca got hacked on Instagram. I wanted to talk about that.
Big news. I wanted to talk about this. It's big news. I don't know who. I don't know. It came up on. Someone told me, and then I looked on his account, and then there's just some sort of like blonde girl just all over his social media.
There was like 10 posts.
and it said it still had Yucca Bingerbritzen and all his stats, and then just had some like blonde girl in his PP.
Was it like porn? What was it?
No.
Quite.
It looked like someone had hacked it and was trying to use
It was
his
just photos.
profile of like expanding something. But then I think we checked a couple of hours later and it was gone. So he obviously got control of it. But it was pretty funny because it literally nothing else had changed on his account except for like 4 or
Just
5
some
new
sexy
photos
pictures.
of some sexy pictures.
It's very funny.
And then his profile picture had changed. It
And
was
then, like,
quite
the same
funny.
He's got
day-
like 400,000 followers.
Yeah, he's got a big following too. So like hacking that account is pretty like
Yeah.
pretty big.
Same day, I think he was back to just posting like workout stuff as well.
And,
So,
like
wonder if
nothing
that-
happened. But the funniest thing was those photos. If you clicked on the photos and look at the comments, everyone's just commenting, "Go, ayo, my man got hacked, bro!" Like some pretty funny shit going on.
yeah, dude.
What if that stressed him out for his world record attempt?
Nah, that probably fuels the angst. He's gonna
Yeah.
run really quick now.
You think Yucca runs off angst as well?
Nah, he's too precise. I think.
He's
I think
too
he runs
precise.
off precision.
Precision. That's how he does it, huh?
Well, look at the way he races. I feel like he's just very much more cool, calm.
I wonder what
collected,
is
very
keeping him
calculated.
going the last because he always just ends up like he's probably going to lead like the last 800 of this race.
He probably will. He's one of those guys. So
what's going to keep him going the last few laps?
yeah, those guys are just
Getting hacked.
metronomes, though, man.
Yeah,
Like their ability. If you watch him and his brothers race, it's really impressive to see how. Because this happened, I remember in the 5K, and they do this at Worlds as well. Because they don't fluctuate pace. Because like you see, if you watch a Worlds race and you see a lot of the Africans, they'll fluctuate pace a lot. Like they'll drop some like 60s, and then they'll go back to running 63s or whatever. And most people will like just stick on them. Whereas the Ingebrigtsens will like trust themselves to just keep running like 61s or 62s.
I wonder if that's training related. Because like
I think it is. I think they're just
the
so
fartlek
dialed in.
culture in Africa is like like everything's a fartlek. They're always like doing alternating paces.
Yeah.
But I feel like common knowledge, the Ingebrigtsens do like
Yeah.
science-based freaking blood
Well,
tested.
I think it is.
I remember reading something
Blood
about
testing
their
threshold.
training.
Yeah.
I'm reading something about their training, and the dad, Gert, said that like anytime they do a workout, they always run the rep faster than the one before it. So they never like fluctuate in that way of going like fast, slow, fast. They always, if they're doing like reps like 400 meters, they'd start at a time and then they would aim for like the fastest one to be the last one. And
They
then
did
just, like,
say that.
gradually like build into
That
it.
that was when that really impressive 400 workout
was the one
came
I was
out.
looking at. Yeah.
20 times 400.
And he's like, obviously, like he's not going any slower moving forward. He's either going faster or staying the same.
Yeah. So Jakob got hacked. Actually, who also got hacked was Leah on our team.
Oh yeah, and Twitter. And then she
but she
started
didn't
like
get it back.
she started
Yeah.
negotiating with the hacker, and I was
Yeah,
like,
no
"What are
way
you
she's
doing?
doing
You
that.
have no."
Yeah, so Leah's Twitter got hacked, and the person hacked it because it was a verified account, and then they changed it into
They want to make NFTs or something.
like a crypto account
Yeah.
or something.
Dude, it was a
Pretty
welcome
brutal.
to, bro.
I can't believe she couldn't get that back though.
She
that
tried,
surprises me.
because they changed from what happened. She said that they changed the email on the account and then locked her out. And
Yeah, but
anytime
you would
do anything
think
on
that
Twitter,
you would think that Twitter would be able to be like, all right, this account just got hacked. Let's
But it's
put it,
pretty
let's
obvious.
put it back.
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy. She was talking to Twitter for a while and they just didn't do anything about it, which is like a bit scary.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't get hacked. The Coffee Club pod.
Our hot commodity is
Yeah.
our Instagram.
Yeah, they want to take us down.
Should we this is my question as well. Should we start a Twitter? Just start tweeting around?
Nah, dude, Twitter. So I think Twitter is every single social media platform that you go on is its own entity, you
Right,
know?
yeah.
And it's like, I would say our Instagram is solid, but we still have a lot of work and have to do on that.
Yeah.
To think about expanding to Twitter, like I don't know how people do it, where they produce content across a wide variety of platforms. I feel like, I guess most people pick one and then like, that's like what they do. And
I just tweet Gus thoughts.
yeah.
I just tweet stuff that like Gus would say on Twitter. Like
'Cause-
owners left me again, thinking about escaping.
That'd be pretty
Moving
good,
on.
actually.
Like,
That'd be pretty
like-
good.
like-
Maybe you should do
so
that.
it's like boys are using me for another pod thing again. Am I getting my paycheck? Hashtag hashtag ripped off or something like.
That'd be pretty good.
That would like just like Coffee Club Pod Twitter, but it's Twitter, but it's only Gus thoughts.
It's from Gus's perspective.
It's Gus's perspective. He's like new pods out.
Gus is running the account.
It's like Gus is like new pod out. I'm looking pretty slick here.
Not
Have a
bad.
lot to
This
say.
is a really good idea. We're gonna have to talk about this more after.
But that was my idea of the Twitter.
Because you could transfer that onto our Instagram a lot. We're just having a little business brainstorm right now. Because if you think about how Kyle Merber runs the lap count, I swear all his Instagrams are just screenshots of his tweets. I don't know if you've noticed that, but that's
People do that.
Sirius
a bunch,
Mag
yeah.
and like him. Klecker actually does
Klecker
it.
does that.
Klecker
Klecker
does
does
as
it.
well, where it's like their Instagrams are just. It makes sense because it's like an easy way to.
You just hashtag your. I mean,
Well,
you
we
screenshot
can-
your other thing. You screenshot your Strava or
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, it makes sense to do that.
We'll see if there's a demand for it. If people are interested in it, then we
Yeah,
might.
let us know. We can do Gus Thoughts Twitter.
Gus Thoughts Twitter.
Then we can blow up in the English Bulldog Twitter world, which I'm sure is thriving. But yeah, moving on from that, do we want to talk about the Russian girl that just got caught doping?
I mean, okay, so what's going on right now? Obviously, the Winter Olympics, pretty exciting. Anytime
Yeah.
the Olympics is on, pretty cool.
Go Australia.
Australia and New Zealand have had a pretty good Olympics, I think.
Crushing.
It out there. Then there's this big story right now. It's a 15-year-old girl from the ROC, Russian Olympic Committee, has tested positive for a drug which I can't pronounce, but apparently it helps in like endurance, some sort of endurance thing. And apparently they've cancelled the medal ceremony, but she's still allowed to compete.
I don't think they canceled the medal ceremony. I think they said she can still
Wait,
compete.
so has she already medaled?
No,
I don't
I don't think it's happened yet.
It was a team.
I don't think it's happened yet.
No, they won a medal. They won a gold medal like a team.
My understanding of it was
But
that
she's probably in two different events.
I
Maybe
think this
she's
just
competed
shows that
in
we
one.
probably shouldn't talk about this, how little we
Yeah.
know. But
I know nothing.
my reading
about
of it was that they said she can compete, but if she wins a medal, they won't do a ceremony. But if 3 other people win a medal that's not her, they'll do the medal ceremony.
That's like saying if one sprinter in a 4x1 is doping,
pretty-
the other 3 can still get the medal.
Well, this is
It's a weird logic.
Let's talk
That's
about the
totally-
individual.
Oh,
In the
right,
individual,
right.
Yeah,
like
it's a
for
weird logic.
with her competitors, like if she is top 3 in the individual, they won't do a medal ceremony. Whereas if she's not, they'll do. If she doesn't get top 3, they will do a medal ceremony. Which just sounds like such a stupid way to go about it. But she's a 15-year-old girl who
15
just
years
got
old,
caught
and she's been
doping.
tested positive. It's
And
just
she's
like,
also fucking competing for not even a real country that's like
they already had doping
because they're
problems.
doping
Yeah.
problems. They're not, or it's not a country.
The
so-
IOC
It doesn't look good.
The
Yeah.
IOC is looking pretty
Yeah, at the
stupid
end of
for
the
this.
day, we don't know the details, but what we do know is the IOC once again just looks so sus in
Yeah.
how they're handling this matter. It's like there's just obviously there's gonna be so much shit going on, but at the end of the day, it's like come on, like
It's just like right in
can you
front of you.
can you protect our sports just a little bit and just like have like a little
Some sort of accountability.
yeah for like these people that are like I don't even know. Obviously you feel bad for people that are Russian that aren't associated with the system.
I feel bad for her too.
Doping.
She's 15 years old. Like
You feel bad for a 15-year-old who is not. It's tough to put the burden of responsibility on someone who's like complete burden of responsibility on someone who's 15 and has probably been part of the system since she was like 10 years
she
old.
probably thinks that's a normal thing. You know?
And it's like at that point, I mean, that's why a lot of people from an outside perspective want just like harsher repercussions
But
for
imagine that
Russia,
happening
the country.
in our sport. Like imagine you're competing and someone you're competing against has tested positive, but they're still allowed to compete. The IOC lets them compete. I can imagine the competitors in those events are feeling pretty.
Yeah, I don't know how that
Pretty annoying.
happens. I don't know how that happens. If you literally tested positive a few days ago and how then you're allowed to compete. I cannot wrap my head around that.
I'm sure more information will come out, but it was just something that I don't know. It's just something like it affects sport in general.
Yeah,
And I think it's something that's like you can't. It's hard to. I mean, yeah, it's hard to not ignore.
yeah.
Like if that can happen in figure skating in the Winter Olympics, what say it can't happen in track?
Well, yeah, it's the same governing body. It's about the IOC, but yeah, so that's pretty shitty. But moving on from that, we have a bunch of like amazing Q&A today.
Morgan's excited about these Q&As.
Thank you for everyone that submitted them. The first one is a pretty standard one. It's have you tried double threshold days?
No,
Not for me either.
not for me.
Link straight into Jakob's world record team.
Yeah.
Probably doing a lot of double threshold. Yes, I have,
Yes.
but very minimal.
Yeah.
Like when my last like year on the team, Smith was like just starting to kind of experiment with it. I think it's pretty standard practice these days.
Where did Smith get it from initially? Do you know?
Probably from frickin' Gert, I think.
Yeah, I wonder where they got it from, because they seem to be the Ingebrigtsen's training is actually pretty public. I know, like, if you want to find out, you can, and it's a lot of like threshold pre-calculated stuff, and a part of that, which to me was a really new thing, is the idea of doing double threshold days. And then I saw Mike Smith would do it with a bunch of his athletes, in particular like Rachel and Harvey would.
They were kind of like the guinea pigs at the start before he started doing it on the team.
They would crush some double threshold.
Yeah, I mean I like it. I mean, I would do it if we wanted. Like, I mean, I like running threshold in general though.
Yeah. It's
just like not super hard.
Yeah, it's good bang for your buck.
So yeah,
I mean, we did
beneficial.
We did a workout in Florida that you were talking about wanting to do more like of those the mile repeats.
Yeah, and you can do so much of it.
Yeah,
and
like minimal impact.
And it's the kind of workout where if you're running like 6 by mile or 5 to 6 by mile, you get nothing out of running 5 of them faster. Like, it's not a thing where you get more benefit by running faster. You only get more benefit by doing more.
Yeah.
Like, it's a volume thing, not an intensity thing.
Yeah.
You can't run
I like that
4 by mile a little faster and expect to get more benefits than running 6 or 7 by mile slower.
Yeah. And then it just becomes a completely different thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would
like threshold is threshold.
I would like to try it at one point.
Like, how much threshold can you do?
Yeah. I'm interested to see if Dathan will incorporate that into our training, because we've done threshold stuff, but we've never done double threshold.
You guys do big threshold workouts, but it's just like as a single workout still.
Yeah,
I mean, I think even like people always talk about Bauman doing 10 by mile, but they always do it in one go.
Yeah.
But see, like,
I think the common way of, like, a lot of people do 10 by mile split up, like 6 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. Or something.
Joe would do like a big workout like that, but we would do like.
You guys are already doubling in the afternoon. May as well work out again.
Like, we should get the miles in a lot easier.
Yeah,
we'd have like a decent section of that workout with Joe, and then we'd probably do some 300s after that. But
it's so easy to get a big volume. I mean, it's easy because you're still wrecked, but getting a big volume day as well.
Yeah.
By just working out twice.
Yeah. So
it's interesting.
It is interesting. All right. The next on the list of great Q&A today is, what's the weirdest thing covered in chocolate that you would eat? And I don't even know where like my mind should go with this one, because like, what do they think we're talking about? Like disgusting stuff, or like weird stuff, like a grasshopper? Like, what are they thinking about? Like,
it's probably a thing, like those deep fried crickets.
Oh,
those are dipped in chocolate.
It tastes pretty good, actually.
That'd be not bad.
Have you ever eaten crickets?
I've eaten a grasshopper before. When I was in Thailand, they have like it's just like street food there.
What about chocolate covered octopus?
That sounds like a weird combination, but I would try it.
I'm trying to think of something that's weird. I haven't really eaten anything weird with chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't. I think the weirdest thing I've eaten with chocolate is if I'm eating chocolate and I eat something else. Like, I've eaten chocolate and fries before, but that doesn't sound too weird. Salty.
It sounds like a pretty nice combination, actually.
Yeah.
We should try that.
Fries and chocolate shakes.
Oh, yeah, they do that, huh? Yeah.
Not about that.
You know about that?
Dude, it's the best. Fries and shakes?
Yeah, but this guy's like a epitome of health.
He wants some fancy aioli for those fries.
Yeah, he's an epitome of health.
That's
textbook George.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is a tough one. Weirdest thing that you would eat covered in chocolate, because I just can't think of any weird stuff that I would eat that then covering it in chocolate would make a difference, you know?
Yeah.
But
chocolate covered coffee bean sounds pretty good too.
That's not weird. It's a very standard thing to cover with chocolate.
Anything, there's a lot of things you can cover with chocolate.
Yeah.
You can cover what about cover yourself with chocolate?
Significant other? Valentine's Day today. Did we even mention that?
I don't know if
we did mention that. Well, happy Valentine's Day to our viewers.
Yeah.
Even though this is gonna be next week.
Coming out a few days late, but it's Valentine's week, I guess we could say.
So. Hope you guys had a great Valentine. Yeah. Or Galentine, isn't that what we call it?
Something's probably covered in chocolate. I bet that's why the question came out.
It makes a lot of sense.
Chocolate covered strawberries are like classic Valentine's.
Typical.
And you can overcharge the shit out of people for them.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty though. Yeah. Well, that's enough of that. That was a pretty bad answer.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Really did not answer that as well as they probably thought we could.
Yeah. So the next one is an update on merchandise. We're still very early because we're currently just waiting for some designs to come in, and then we'll make some cool stuff. I guess all we'll say is that the way we're going about it is we're trying to do things like the right way. Like we're not trying to like just put out like a random shirt with our logo on it. We want it to actually be like nice stuff that you will enjoy wearing and that we will enjoy wearing. That's probably the thing that I look forward to the most. like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, we guys have noticed my style. I like to like wear the same thing like every day if it's something I like. I want to, from the day that we start making merch, I want to just exclusively wear that for the rest of my life. So I hope it's nice stuff.
I think, yeah, we're definitely only going to make stuff that we want to wear.
Yeah.
Which is, that's criteria number one.
So hopefully that style is attuned with your style.
Yeah. It'll be, hopefully our tastes are good enough to appease you guys. I think it'll be pretty cool. But yeah, so we're currently in still the design phase. And
Gus wants royalties as well.
Yeah, Gus will get some fat royalties from that. But just the way the way it goes with like making clothes is there's just like timelines. Like things just take time on the design side, and then things will also take time on the manufacturing side. So it'll be a lot of stuff to work out, which is it's all like a first time for us.
Just know that we're working on it.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know.
Every night when I go to bed, it's all I think about. So if that
it's living rent free in Morgan's head.
Just know that
living rent free in Morgan's head.
The next question is a good one. It's Keith Hall's advice on getting a Valentine. You got any advice out there for people how to find a lady or a man on this special day of love?
Golden covered rose or something. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
Have you ever not had a Valentine?
Yeah.
When was that? When you were like 3 years old?
No, I mean, you guys are making fun of me for being a romantic, and I take that as one of my best personality traits.
Yeah. 100%.
No, I think a few times I haven't been in a relationship or had a relationship during Valentine's Day.
Since that day?
Since I've known you, you've had a Valentine every single year, I would imagine.
Maybe, I don't know.
So that's since like...
The one thing, I think, if you want to pursue someone on Valentine's Day, don't make it corny and cliche. No roses, no chocolates. Do something that's
because Ollie's tried that and it hasn't worked.
Terrible. I would say do something out of the box and don't do something cliche. Although it's very hard to not do something cliche on Valentine's Day. I feel like everything's been done.
Everything is cliche.
But
yeah,
it's maybe do something on like the day before or the day after.
Surprise
attack. Surprise attack and never look back. Yeah. All right. That's my advice from Keith Hall, my alter ego, who I don't even know whose Instagram that is, but whoever it is, please tell me who you are so I can find out who it is. But yeah, that would be, I'd say try and do something that's not...
Out of the box.
Out of the box. Get out of the box.
Surprise them.
Because I feel like that will be the best way to win someone's heart on Valentine's Day, even though if it's not on Valentine's Day.
That's great advice.
Or just get Gus to...
buy a dog.
Woo them.
Yeah.
This next one is also followed.
God damn it.
The next one is linked, also directed at Ollie. Would you rather be single but win a gold medal instead of world record? Or
single for the rest of your life.
That was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
you have to be single for the rest of your life.
Or...
But you get a gold medal.
Yeah.
And the world record.
Or have a happy love life but not...
No gold medal.
No gold medal, no world record.
So there's two parts of my brain here. One is... Oh, for sure, like the single one, because if you're single for life, does that mean you can't ever be dating someone and then break up, or dating someone and break up? Like,
I would imagine if you're single, you can't date people.
For life. So there's no like...
Yeah.
So I never get to date, so I become a eunuch. But I
don't think that's a requirement, but you could if you wanted to.
Yeah, anyway.
One way to go about...
But I'm the gold medalist and world record holder. Like that... Oh, dude. But also like... And then my other side of my head thinks like... Well, running isn't like everything. Like eventually you're gonna hang up your spikes, and like there's gonna be more important things in life, like having a family, having kids.
Yep.
Pursuing other things. Like running is an amazing part of my life, but I don't want it to be everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of like.
Well, which way are you leaning?
Oh, dude, I think I'm gonna have to lead towards that world record goal. Because like the thing is like my mindset now as a 25-year-old is that like I'm gonna die. And then, like, no one's going to remember who I am. But people remember who I am if I win a gold medal and break a world record. And that, to me, is pretty freaking cool to be remembered throughout history. Whereas, like, if I don't do that and have a loving family, it'd be great.
What if you're remembered as a loving partner?
But I won't be remembered forever. I won't be remembered forever.
That's true.
Do you remember your great-great-grandfather being a loving father and husband and stuff?
Well, Morgan's here.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's... Yeah, to me, like legacy at this point in my life is more important than anything. Like I don't know, I'm very egocentric right now.
That's setting the bar pretty high for yourself.
But I don't know. I think I'd have to at this point in time I'd lean towards that. Whereas like if I'm 30, in 5 years' time, I could have a different answer.
Yeah. I mean,
But at this point, I'd love to be a world record holder. That'd be pretty sick.
yeah.
What do you think, Gus? I still have Gus.
That's
You still
true,
have Gus.
actually. Yeah.
I still have Gus.
So-
And like, no matter how bad things go, I still have Gus chewing all my shit and throwing up on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a gold medal and world record holder, like you're always gonna have the funds to buy a new bulldog. So you'll have a bulldog for the rest of your life.
What about you guys? You guys answer this question. It's directed at me, but you guys should answer it because like I feel like you guys would have a answer to it.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about being remembered.
Yeah.
So you would
I would just take the second option.
Yeah, you would. I think I'd be similar because it's like at the end of the day, the first one getting remembered. Like, I mean, there's not even a guarantee that you would be remembered because
Yeah.
I could probably pull up
'Cause-
some gold medal people. World
Oh,
record
yeah,
holders that
without
you
a
wouldn't
doubt.
like that we
And
wouldn't
if you get
know.
that world record, it'll probably get broken.
Yeah. Yeah. Whereas the other one seems more focused on enjoying the actual time that you have
On this planet.
On the planet.
Yeah.
And you can still come fourth and be second fastest all time.
Yeah. So those are pretty good achievements as well.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
still sticking with the first one.
Nah, I don't know. We're also both in long-term relationships, so I think if we said the first one, it would be kind of dangerous because then you'd be essentially saying like I would give up my current state of happy
Happiness,
love life to achieve my running goals, which is
That's definitely not even one of my running goals. I don't care about breaking the world record.
gold medal though.
You say that now, but then when you do it, you're gonna be like, "This is everything to me."
Well, that's what would be cool. It wouldn't even be a goal, but then I just do it. But oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I mean, the gold medal is definitely
Gold medal's pretty tight.
That'd be pretty nice to get a gold medal one day. So man, and then you look at freaking Yucca, and he's got both of these.
There's another world record though.
Yeah, it's true.
Not yet. He might on
Yeah,
Thursday.
he might have a couple- by the time this comes out, he might.
By
have
the
a
time
world
this comes out, he might.
record.
Yeah.
What is that world record, by the way?
331.
31-0, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the 1500. I don't know why
Indoor.
I thought he was going for the
1500
300
indoor.
The other guy's going for
He
3K.
does. It's interesting to see
Barrega's
because
going
he
for the
does
3K.
have. It seems like he has everything, but
You
I wonder
don't
what
really
his
know
mindset
behind-
would be. Is like, if I achieve world records, what else am I going to achieve in my life other than maybe like having a family and
Happy love life.
career?
Right, it says right there.
Happy love life.
I mean, he already has that.
He's going to retire.
Yeah.
Age
Isn't
21.
he like engaged? To,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah.
yeah, he already has that. He already has it
He's
locked
locked
down.
locked in.
He's locked down.
if you-
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, if you look on Instagram, Yucca's achieved pretty much everything. Because then he also has like a
If
fucking...
you look on Instagram, Instagram knows all.
He achieved the best
he also has,
tattoos as
he
well.
also, yeah, he's got tattoos. He's got a TV show about him.
He's got piercings in his ears. He's got like
He's set.
he's like 20.
His tattoos suck, dude.
He
I
does
like
look
his
like a. He
tattoos.
does look like
That's my
I like
a.
his
opinion.
tattoos.
He does look like a school desk though with his legs.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
He looks
But
like a
that's
school
kind of
desk.
an aesthetic, you know.
But it is an aesthetic, and you know what? Some people like it, some people don't. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way tattoos are. They're not for you; they're for him. So
yeah, I'm sure he has more struggle in his life than
yeah,
we would imagine. But
picking which car to drive to practice.
Which Mercedes to... Wait, is it?
Is
are
it-
they
yeah,
sponsored by
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Which Mercedes to drive to practice? So.
yeah, no, he's got a pretty good. Idea. What am I talking about? What am I talking about?
What are you
But,
talking about?
Yeah, so that's our answers to that. That's about it from today. It's been a lovely Valentine's episode. First episode back in Boulder, back in the studio.
Is that it for the Q&As?
There's
Yeah.
one coffee-related question. Which coffee shop in Boulder is the best?
Oh yeah. See, I don't think. See, we haven't really been to every single
No.
one.
No, but the
Our
ones
go-to
that
is
we've-
Ampersand, which is what we're
Yeah,
drinking
the ones that we
today.
have to. I know
That's
that,
our local.
that boxcar one is pretty hyped up, but I feel like an Ozo I haven't been to.
My favorite
Uzo,
is
whatever we call it.
my
Uzi?
favorite is Belize.
Belize, yeah, near our old
Have you been there,
apartment.
George?
Really
Oh,
good.
okay.
You don't like Belize? The barista there is very talkative. He always asks
What, isn't
questions.
there like a Kiwi that works there? Or like,
I don't remember that.
I just
something
went
to do with
once.
like ordering a flat white there. They were like, oh yeah, Kiwi works here or something. But I feel like Ampersand.
I'm saying Ampersand.
Yeah,
That's your favorite.
Well,
A lot of
just like it
memories
because
there.
it's right there.
a lot of memories there.
Yeah, that is our
That's
local.
part of my thinking.
That's our spot.
We're gonna have to find a new local.
New
when we
local.
move. That's gonna be tough.
We're gonna
Yeah.
make our own cafe
Yeah, we'll just have
True.
our own, I guess.
In the
That'd be
shed.
pretty cool.
in the shed.
But yeah,
All right.
I think that's it from us. Thank you all for listening. Happy Valentine's Day. Gus says that he loves you all, and that's it. See you next time.